comes the metro now. Is it the GTA? Oh, they've got the designated position, of course. It's the one there with 1.4 GTA. There we are. D-Reg, meanwhile. SD1 here. There we are. 2.3. It must be quite rare these days. Meanwhile, going on line here. V8 MGZT. See how popular they all are here. But like the Morris Minor, there's always at these shows, always, certainly, in terms of other shows, there's always people around the Morris Minors having a good chat. There we are, another MGB Roadster here. On the MG3, not a later model now. Rover 600.
I got rid of a Pt.2 and 200 VR. Yeah, I took it in for the MOT and he's like, oh, he said, how was the MOT going? He said, get rid of this car. This is something like golf.
Bit of camaraderie here.
Oh yeah. I got to have a laugh to myself there, but I saw you do that then I thought, oh no, that reminds me of myself. Yeah.
Longship box again. There we are. There's various clubs here. Bonnet open here. Of course, not much to see in these modern engines anyway. I say modern, all 20 years old now and gone. Well over. It's all packed in, of course, unlike the old vintage where you could stick a spanner down there and do anything within about a few minutes. It's all changed over the years. Now the Dutch 45 V6 here. Dutch row, there we are. Quite popular in Holland, of course. The MG Rovers. Of course, people come from far and wide. Bit of preparation going on there. And the final Rover 75 facelift there. Well, here we are, various parts he's got from various cars he's had over the years, brand new parts, Marina parts, Rover parts and various others. That's another good idea. Bring them some things you want to give away or perhaps surplus to requirements.
I'm just getting all the flies off it.
Alright, you're doing a good job. MGF here, there we are. How old's this one then?
She's a 2000.
Oh right, yeah, a nice car, you're doing well
Thank
there.
you.
Interesting colour as well.
Yeah, trophy yellow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Lovely, thanks for that. Now this one's certainly got some, looks like prepared for motorsport here. That's about 2001 perhaps. Rover 75, Team Rover. Escummy, whoever he is. MGZT Tourer there. The Metro here, there we are. There, the Mini Metro here. How far have you come? Oh yeah. That's very a nice place, yeah. Longbridge Rally 2025 here. They have the Austin Allegro here. There we are. Very good condition. Certainly stood the test of time, and I will say, any of you want to complain, there's a lot worse cars around. These were pretty good. I know people have owned them, and they were pretty good. 1500 Super. This is the quick one as well. Next to the Rover 75. Dogs here. MGB GT from 1977.
Big speakers, I've got small panels for.
Talking about the late Keith Woodfield, had a 1959 Mini and a Mini Metro. Worked in the paint shop at the factory until around 1990. Sadly died. A lot of people knew him. Died in what, 2018. There we are, and we have another rare car here in the Austin Princess here. There we are, the Austin Princess.
Right, I see.
There we are. The Austin Princess 2, there we are. The 2-litre HL here. Alright, nice condition. Oh, it's 82, is it? There we are.
It's a very, very late one. It's
Right.
anachronistically late.
Right, just before the Ambassador.
Yeah, by a matter of weeks, I think.
Right, there we are. Just before the replacement Ambassador, there we are. The Princess 2 here, double headlights here. Very comfortable, of course. I think some people used to tow caravans with them. Cool. Terry Scott had one on the comedy Terry and June. There we are. And more Rovers here, MGs. And walking on down the line here, the Rover P6 here.
No, that's it.
Needs a bit of work there. The MG Fs and TFs here. We're coming in here, there we are. Just needs a bit of work there. Of course they are old now, 20 years old, the 20th anniversary. They're going strong though. And a lot of enthusiasts around, including from overseas, there we are. Rover 75s. A few more of those. And a Rover SD1 3.5. A reg. There with the 3.5 SE there. I think my dad had a friend who had one of these. I think he had the 2.3 and the 2.6, I do believe. And the MG6 here. Part of the new range of cars here over the years after the factory closed 2005. MG3 here. Got the stove here for the coffee. Alright.
We'll be doing another round shortly.
Oh yeah. Well, I usually go camping, but they never seem to light properly. Yeah. The MG6 here as well. Nice to see a few fellow enthusiasts here. Rather unique show here. Pride of Longbridge. Have the... It's the Rover 100 there. Not the Metro. Lovely colour there on the Rover 75 V6 here. A facelift, of course. Obviously changed in what, 2004. This looked like the I think this is the limo version. A lot more space in the back. I think it's one similar to what Tony Blair was given. Never actually seen in the car. Is this the limo version?
It is, yes.
I thought so, yeah.
Do you want to see the
Is it the one Tony Blair was given?
Well, it was part of the government fleet.
Was it?
Yeah.
I heard he never was seen in it, the miserable so-and-so.
That's right.
Just to say, this is the Rover 75 limo here. There we are. A bit like Tony Blair had, but this is all made at Longbridge. Some of the earlier ones were made by a coach building company. Government minister had some of these. 2.5 V6 there, very, very rare. There we are. Less than 100 were produced and 8 inches longer. There we are. They're groomed to rival a Rolls Royce. This is built on the 8th of December 2004. 65 of about 111 built. Royal blue from July 2005. There we are. Part of a batch was ordered and delivered to the Labour government. Well, they did vary the country for a time, did they? Interesting ones. There we are. Oh, there we are. Owned by a Greek gentleman as well. There we are. Rover 600 here. There we are, another MG here. Latest offering from MG, there we are. I'm of course making a lot of electric cars here. This is the new MG3. It's like the earlier MG ZS there. Another, and that's the predecessor, the MG3. You can see the difference there. And the MG4 there. Looking at later cars, well, the MG badge, of course. The camaraderie here at Longbridge 2025. More MG Fs and TFs here. I think the TF was probably launched by 2001 or 2, although don't quote me on it. MG ZS here. Various colours, of course, over the years. Lovely SD1 here, the Rover SD1. It's a 2.6. City Rover there, Rover 600. There we are, the Rover 100 here. And we have on the end an MG midget here. And of course, a lot of the cars in designated sections where possible. Well, the MG TF here. Looks like advertising another car show day, 6th of July. British Motor Museum in Gaydon, there we are. Consult the website, most likely. Impeccable order, of course. The pride of Longbridge. Longbridge Rally 2025, the 20th anniversary. We'll take photographs here as well. all the enthusiasts here. Somebody once said we should have taken them over years ago. That would have been British Motor Works. That's what it would have stood for.
Take a note of the turbo.
And down from Keighley, he's put a Rover 75 1.8 turbo engine in it. The Rover 45. He's down from Keighley. I think I've seen this one before. There we are. Bit of an insight there.
What do you do? So you specialise in just
That's all I do. I don't do anything else.
You
I
say
don't.
they're as reliable as anything, but you make a living just from rebuilding. So it's clearly demand.
It's not. It's a hobby. It's not. I just do it as and when they come in. I'm what you might call semi-retired. I just work from home. I do it in my own garage at home. But I've all the parts and all the bits in order to do anything that what anybody wants to do.
As well, red colour here for the Mark 1 here. 3.5, there we are. Lovely condition there. Mark 2 alongside here, the 2.3. D-Red when that was made.
Everyone knows. Everyone. You have to be there for the moment because it's like.
And a C-Red, which I believe to be the Vitesse here. Your Rover SD1. The manual, 129,000 miles. Not bad for the age, of course. And in from Ireland, the Rover, beg your pardon, the MG ZS, and another MG ZS next door here. And another alongside here. Rover from Ireland. Mini here. Okay, you ready? Put a black and white number plate on it. I don't think it's necessary though. When you think they went out in the 70s. Classic Mini here. Another MG ZS there. Probably got the child seat there, won't fit in the rear. For too big a seat these days, knowing probably how big they are these days, the seats. Not that I would know much about that. There we are, the MG ZS here, and the Rover. It's probably the 2.14 here. Have a look. Now we had a few of these in the family, the wider family. 214 SIs and the likes, and very reliable cars. And there we are. Streetwise, there we are. That's another model they brought out. The Rover 25 Streetwise. Different body kit there. Bit more for a younger audience, of course, as well. Another MG, and there we are. The say later offering. That's 2017, but this one here, definitely bang up to date. 74 registration, which is probably last autumn perhaps somewhere up to just before the 1st of March this year. MG ZS hybrid here with the GS next door. More coming in here. Meanwhile, we have the Austin Maxi here. There are the 1750, the Austin Maxi. Great for carrying loads around. My grandfather had 3 of these in the 70s. Company cars. Loaded up as a commercial traveller. There we are, on the later Austin Allegro there. The Austin Allegro. Nice colour there as well. Allegro 3. This is the 1.5. Next door we have the Austin Allegro Special from the mid-1970s.
I need to have a look at your insurance because I bought something with a TR6.
And we have an MGF here at Cofton Park for the Pride of Longbridge 2025. And you want a novelty use. If you don't know if it's going to be on for another couple of years, certainly if with the weather permitting, you may well want to stay the night. But sadly, a lot of the people will have been gone, well, probably gone by 4 o'clock. But there's a unique use for a couple of MG ZS's, but of course probably in the process of being restored. But here we have a Metro here. There we are.
Watching your videos last night.
Was you?
Yeah.
The old one's there when it wasn't cancelled.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
Andrew's here. Got Neil here. Spent a lot of money on this car. Thought it was a project really because a lot of work doing on it. There we are. We're on the MG.
How we doing?
Pleased to meet you, sir.
ZS here. He spent a lot of time on that car, and he's got it back to decent order here. Neil here. He's also been commenting on some of the rather interesting productions he's seen that I've made over the years. Certainly when this has been on, of course it's not been on, and there's quite a few of them over a number of years, but when it's on, certainly try to get here. I've been coming for about the last probably 9 years. Bigger event every year, of course, bigger and bigger. More enthusiasts coming. Now, the MG TF there, and we have a ZS with a facelift here, and we have a Metro here. There we are, the Austin Metro. HLE here. They're going strong. Got the Bromsgrove District MG Owners Club here. Well, we have the Bromsgrove District MG Owners Club here. I think it's probably the MG TF there. Plus I number plate. Can't always go by the number plates because of course they do carry them over to another cars, and the lovely MGB Roadster here. MGTF 1500 here. And alongside the MGB Roadster here. Darrow Valley there. Which one's this? I think it's probably another TF. No, it is a TF though. The TF, of course, lots of Fs here as well, the MGF. and the TFs. Bright day for it here at Cofton Park for the Longbridge Rally 20th anniversary here. $1,600cc MGA here. There we are, the MGA there. The vintage MGA and the MGB Roadster here. MGB here as well. This one's for sale. MGB GT 1975. 9,700 miles. Oh, very low mileage there. There we are. There we are. Tahiti blue. Looks like he's restored it there. Nice MGB. Well, we have a rather interesting MG midget here, exported to America in 1975, in particular to Texas in America, brought back in 1999, re-imported in 1999. That's why, as you can see, it's left-hand drive. Oh, one has a hard top here. Great for any rather inclement weather. MGTF, there we are. That's one thing, you don't want precipitation with these cars. Certainly not. If you're leaving them out all the time, keep it dry. Hard top there. MGZT next door. MG6. Like a rally version there. NREG, it's the 1995 MGF here. Of course, that's when they started making them. I think it was November 1995. Made a comeback. One of the mainstream sports cars. Of course, before that they were mainly rebadged cars. They were making them rebadged Montegos, Maestros, and of course in the 80s the MG Metro, great handling car as well. There we are, the MG6 here, the MGF. MGF there, W Rich around about 2000, and the lovely Austin Speed 1300 always attracts a lot of attention. There we are, great fun car for the summer. It's the 1100, there we are, the 1100 Mark II. 50 years of the BMC 1100, 62 to 2012. 1962 these were launched. Crowds building up here.
The problem with it, you don't want to take it anywhere because in case you get bashed or hit by that Sainsbury's trolley.
Yeah, going to be looked after these cars.
That was 3 years ago.